What's up, y'all? This is Corey Stone, and this is a PSYCHii interview. How y'all doing? My name is Corey Stone, and this is a PSYCHii interview.
Could you tell me a little bit about your music career, where you started, where you want to go?
Okay, so I kind of started off with playing the saxophone and everything like that in middle school.
Okay.
Let's go before that. Elementary school. I used to do a lot of things musically, like the violin and the recorder. I used to do chorus and all that stuff, African drums, and it kind of got me involved or introduced to music that way. Then I got to middle school, did band class and all that stuff. High school, propelled it even further, and then got to college, just went and pushed me because I heard so many different other instrumentalists around me. And from there, I kind of wanted to venture out on my own and just started creating different content, different music, and just doing like covers of different songs in a different way, kind of like expressing myself in that sense.
Okay. So do you write a lot of your own music?
I guess you could say that. Since it's covers at the moment, I wouldn't say they're mine, but I do put a little twist on it. So when I do produce it, I recreate it, should I say. So yeah.
So you're kind of taking what other people, as the covers, you're taking what other people have done, you're creating your own kind of spin on it to put it back to your audience. Who would you say is your broadest audience right now in Colombia?
Like gender-wise, or?
Just in general, like where do you play? Where can we find you?
Okay, so more so like I say from like the 25 and up range. So you can find me more so like at my house, restaurant, and bar.
Okay.
The photo shop off on by Columbia Place Mall. Yummy Crab in Sand Hill. I've been there a couple times. I'm kind of all over the place. I can't really think of too many other spots at the moment off the top of my head.
Sorry.
But yeah.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
So you said you got into music just in general in like elementary school and then moving into middle school. What was the first instrument you ever played?
First instrument I ever played, I believe it was, I want to say the recorder.
Okay, the recorder. So you started with like wind instruments and that kind of thing, and then you moved into saxophone when?
Middle school.
Middle school.
Was when I first got introduced to the saxophone. They told me that my armature, like my mouth placement on the mouthpiece was like a perfect fit.
Awesome. It was meant for you.
All right, that's why we're in there.
That's really cool. So do you play like all saxophones, or is there one that you're specifically drawn to?
So I play alto, tenor, and a little bit of soprano.
Okay.
I'm being more drawn to my alto now because I haven't played. I ain't gonna say I haven't played it in a long time, but I'm starting to get back into playing my alto. I played tenor the majority of my saxophone matriculation.
Mostly tenor.
Mostly tenor because I had broke my alto a long time ago, and so had to play tenor for the rest.
That's really, really cool. Which one did you start on?
It was alto.
Alto.
It was definitely alto.
So you've traveled around the saxophone world a good bit. What is like, would you say in the world of playing saxophone is like maybe a piece that has inspired you a lot in your own like journey, or a piece that you really struggled to learn and now you see as like a triumph?
That's a good question. Because most of the things that I try to learn is a little bit challenging. But I say more so like the jazz side of things, trying to get more into the traditional jazz. And so it's a song called Take 5 by Dave Brubeck. And I kind of struggle with it because I'm not proficient enough. I wouldn't say proficient in the technicality wise to do what I need to do with my fingers to hit the right patterns of notes and everything. So that is a little struggle, and it does inspire me to challenge myself even more. So
I love that. That's so important to do as an artist, is to just put yourself in a position to be challenged so that you can then grow. Because if you're not doing that, what are you doing? Who or what are some people who have influenced you in your time as a musician, either in saxophone or just in life in general, to keep going as an artist?
So my brother was one of the first people that inspired me to do music, because he would always be on the keyboard and I'd follow up behind him and try to learn what he was playing. So he was one of the main inspirations. My mom, being in the car with the radio with the old school jams on, going to school and stuff like that. That kind of introduced me to that side of music. Now, it's more so the people that's around me, that I'm surrounding myself with, all the local artists that I've been seeing and everything. They inspire me to keep pushing because they're pushing, you feel me? Especially my bandmates. My band, within Lux Cola, all my bandmates, man, like, they push me so much. Definitely push me a lot. We push each other to do better and be greater.
That's awesome. When did you start your current iteration of your band?
Well, this iteration we started last year, around Christmas time, around this time. Yeah, exactly. So it's about to be like
a year anniversary.
Yeah, year anniversary. So
awesome.
We've been, it's been pretty good.
That's good. Have you known a lot of them for a long time, or has it been kind of like a recent coalescing of friendships?
2 of them I've known since college.
Okay.
Because we all marched in the band together. The other 3 I've met within these past 2 years.
Okay.
And so it's kind of been like, like you said, a coalescence of people coming together and everything and learning each other. So it's been pretty fun.
That's awesome. So where did you go to college, and maybe can you tell us a little bit about that experience for you?
So I went to South Carolina State University. I'm sorry, I had a little burn fart. South Carolina State University in Orangeburg, South Carolina.
Okay.
And that experience was, it was good and bad. You take the good with the bad and everything. But the good side of it is that I've got to meet a lot of different people from a lot of walks of life. Okay. Got a lot of different inspiration from many of different things. From doing marching band on down to pledging, and just seeing people graduate and everything like that. So it's been pretty fun.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Is there a song that came out of your time in college that you just have like really positive memories attached to? Because I know I have a few. It's like, I remember this one moment.
I definitely do. So I think, I can't remember if it was 2013 or 14, but when Chance the Rapper started really getting prevalent, and he came out with the Acid Rap mixtape. And I remember hearing, it's called, excuse my language, but it's called Good Ass Intro and the Good Ass Outro. Those 2 songs right there, like, it just makes my day a whole lot better. Like, it's just sunshine and happiness, really. So, like, and I really appreciate the whole mixtape in general. Like, those are one of the mixtapes that you don't skip a song.
Yeah, you definitely don't. It's so well orchestrated that you just flow through it, and it definitely makes your day better, like you were saying. I love that. Do you feel like, I mean, I know for me, college was kind of a lot of depression and a lot of frustration with just my life circumstances. Do you feel like that gave you inspiration as a musician to like keep fighting, kind of like we talked about growth earlier?
Especially because music is therapy. And I'm always be an avid preacher of that. Music is therapy, and that's what got me through all those bad times and depression. I just had to keep on pushing, and music was my outlet, my expression, the way I could get it out without being harmful to myself or others.
Right.
So.
That's awesome. What have you been doing to kind of keep yourself motivated and moving forward in kind of the unprecedented times we're living in with like COVID and with weird political things happening? How do you feel? You said music is like therapy to you. How do you feel that, what has grounded you beyond music in these like weird times?
I really just keep to my standards, my morals, and my values. I kind of stay out the way, really. I don't pay attention. It sounds bad, but I really don't pay attention to a lot of the stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
When I see it, I see it. I understand the detriment and all that stuff, but I can't do nothing about it at the moment. So that's what I'm kind of working on. Once I can do something about it, then I'll get into those politics and stuff like that. But other than that, I just got to stay in a good headspace and, stay in reality, really. Try not to get delusioned or go into a fantasy where it's not real, and then I'll be in real trouble. So, yeah.
That's a good perspective.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. What do you feel like as far as playing saxophone goes? What is challenging you the most right now?
Consistent practice. Okay. Just staying consistent with even everything, really just being consistent with everything, but majority practice.
What are things that motivate you to stay focused?
Seeing other people win, really. I like to see people win. And it shows me that if they could do it, I could definitely do it. And seeing other musicians as myself, like if I go to like a jam session or just even like if we go to rehearsal and cause our drummer plays saxophone too, and like he's very proficient. Like he be kind of instructing me on like certain jazz techniques and stuff, and I hear him do like a certain lick or something like that. I just go, wow, I need to go back home and just practice. Like that's what gets me hyped and motivated about practicing and everything like that. Just seeing other people do those things.
That's awesome. Yeah. What do you feel like has been a big win for you recently, just as far as either practicing or performing goes?
Really just putting out music.
Okay.
This is my first year ever making like studio music, and I'm doing it almost all myself. It was one song this year that I had some help with and everything, but everything else I've been doing really myself, and I'm kind of proud of that. Like to just have my foot in the door and just to see the pros and cons, the mindsets of other people, just seeing how that walk of life is and everything like that. So it's been pretty cool.
That's awesome. So what are your goals within that? What are your goals like within music? Do you want to be a studio musician? Do you want to keep performing out in like bars and in public, or what is your goal with that?
Kind of both.
Okay.
I want to do both because either or will lead to either or, to be honest.
Yeah.
If I'm in the bars, you never know who you're gonna meet. And that person might own the studio, this, that, third. I might get in the studio, then he might want me on the track, something like that.
Yeah.
If I'm in the studio, still again, you never know who you're gonna meet. Like, oh, I own a bar, I need you to play at this bar. Or if somebody hears me on the track, oh, I like this dude. He might sound nice at a this, that, and the third. And, they'll try to get in contact with me. So I kind of still want to do both. I want to be more so in the industry world and do the bars and stuff on the side. So that's how I could kind of put that in perspective, yeah. Have the industry as like my main job and the bars and stuff on the side still. So
I think that's a great goal. What have you done recently that makes you feel like you're moving in that direction?
everything.
Everything's hurtling in that direction. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like this year has been propelling so fast. Like I've been getting so much more inquiries and gigs. Like almost every day this week. What's today? Wednesday. Almost every day this week, somebody has hit me up for an inquiry about a date, and it's just like wow, like where y'all seeing me from? Like, and everything has been coming from social media. Like I don't have to go out and really do much, to be honest.
That's awesome.
It's very fortunate, to be honest. Like, and so that's why, like I said, I want to be consistent with the things that I do on the internet as well, so that it gets pushed more and that more people see it and want to request me out of state.
Yeah, so. That's awesome. Where is, I guess, the furthest place away that you have played then from Columbia, if we're starting there?
Connecticut.
Connecticut?
I played for my cousin's wedding.
Awesome.
Yeah, and she inquired about the services and everything, so she had got me out there and everything. So it was.
That's really
pretty cool. I was like, okay, cool. And then, like I said, through that, I met her husband is he's an engineer or producer, and he works at the studio that they got married at, and like it's a big name studio.
That's
like it's like I think Anita Baker, Aretha Franklin, like people of that stature has recorded there and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
And so he just inquired about me getting on the song with him. We did a track about like a couple weeks ago, and that's out and everything. So that's why I was saying like I want to kind of do both. Like it just comes for a full circle.
It does. You have to work all those circles to get exactly where you need to be, and that's so cool that these things just keep like popping up. And what do you feel like? Is that fate? Is that serendipity? Like, what to you do all those things mean?
I still kind of believe in fate, but at the same time, it's the choices you make.
Yeah.
Your choices determine your outcome. Your perspective determines your life. To be honest, which is your eyes and ears are the windows to your soul. All that good stuff. You feel me? So like I try to keep all that stuff in mind, and that's how. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be open to things and like let the life figure itself out, and just be wise and kind and let it happen. I love that. I love to hear stories like yours because they're like just a reminder that we can do what we love. We're allowed to do that. So what outside of music, either art-wise, life-wise, inspires you just as you move through life and as you create?
So I could say video games.
Okay.
And anime. It definitely inspired me. Video game, I don't know if certain people don't really pay attention to it because it's kind of in the background, but some of the music is actually pretty fire.
It really is. Yeah.
Especially like Sonic, like Japanese role-playing games and stuff like that. The music behind it is 100% so far, and it's just, it makes you think about their thought process and how they came up with everything, and it makes you analyze it a little bit different. And when it comes to anime, same thing, like anime intro songs, outro songs, like, it's so fired. I'd be singing along with them and everything like that. And even within the anime, certain sound effects that they would use, like soundscapes and different sound designs. It's like, how did they come up, or how did they create that sound to put in there, or how did they even think to put it there? So, yeah.
That's really cool. I love those answers because there's so much art that's just buried in everyday life, and you have to like extract that and analyze it, like you were saying, and like make something out of it. So that's really cool. What's your favorite anime? It's a hard question.
It is a hard question. I want to say Yu Yu Hakusho.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the OG. It's something about it that just, it gives me that nostalgia that like,
Nice.
it hits me hard. Like, I know probably most people probably say Dragon Ball Z or something like that, but no. Yu Yu Hakusho, like, the old stuff was a little bit different. It was a little bit grittier and, you know, it was a little bit different. But I do like the new stuff because it tackles different new aspects of life and stuff, like same-sex marriages. What's another anime I've been watching? Just like a different couple, like different, even, we're gonna keep it with the same-sex marriage.
It's okay.
And like
It's a
even
good
different,
example.
even different like family stuff, like internal family issues. You kind of get to see a little bit of inside of, like, if you're watching like a casual anime, you get to see the inside life of like a typical Japanese day or something like that. You know, animified, but still kind of, you get the sense of how they would go about their day and their life and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool just to see stuff like that.
So, if you move to New York or you move to LA one day, what do you want people in Columbia to think of you as or remember you as?
That's a great question. I guess, well, my whole goal with this is, again, music therapy. When somebody comes to my show, even for a second, I want them, the pain of their depression, I want it to be released off their shoulders, even just for a second. So I guess I could say the legacy that I would want to leave is, it sounds cheesy, a peaceful one, in a sense. I want people to say, you know, every time I went to a Corey Stone show, like, his sound just, it awed me and it kept me calm and peaceful, and it just helped me get through the night or something like that. Like, just anything of that nature, like, that's what I kind of want to be remembered for. Nothing too much, like nothing out the way, just something that could help people. A person that was helping through music.
I love that. What has been a musician or a song that has like given you that experience recently or in the past, like whatever memory comes to mind?
So, All Right by Legacy.
Okay.
It's helped me get through so much this year. Just thinking about it kind of made me want to tear up. So yeah, she talks about, you know, the world can get so confusing, but it's gonna be all right at the end of the day. People come and they go. That's just the way that it is. You feel me? At the end of the day, everything is everything. It's gonna be all right. So I try to keep that in my head a lot.
That's awesome. No, you gotta have those moments. You gotta have those songs to get you through really tough shit, and that's okay.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. What do you feel like what is your support system like right now? Like, what family or friends do you have that are like gunning for you?
So definitely my mom. My mom tried to come to every show. Along with her, my grandma, my cousin, my aunt. Majority like my immediate family that's around me. Got them, I got my bandmates, of course, love them to death. like I said, like the local artists that I surround myself with, we all push each other to be even better than what we are. So that's kind of like my support system and myself. You know, I kind of gotta, you know, if nobody's there, it's me at the end of the day. So I gotta learn to respect myself a little bit more as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's awesome. Who are some local artists that like have either mentored you or you look up to in certain ways that like we might recognize or know where to find?
Gerard Lancaster. He's a trombonist and everything. He's great on keyboard, and so I kind of like look up to him for like keyboarding and stuff like that. And he's good with jazz things like that as well. I'm about to really just list my band for real. EJ, like I said, he played drums and saxophone. Like he helped me out with the jazz techniques. Tatiana Taylor, she her drive and her ambition and the way that she approaches music and everything like that is just so inspirational, and that inspires me as well. Blue, her voice, the way she carries herself, her approach to music as well is just awesome. So everybody in the group really inspires me. Yeah.
That's awesome. It's so good to hear that you have people around you who are like making shit happen and just like helping you be everything you can be. That's the most important thing at the end of the day, is having that community. What are like, I guess, things that you would want to, advice that you would leave for people who maybe were you in middle school or high school, where they're playing saxophone or they're playing keys, they're playing something and they don't really know what to do next? What is advice that you would give to someone in that position?
Well, one, definitely stick with it, because it may be a lost trade. So I'm not gonna lie to you. Music is kind of, well, instrumentational music. Actually, I take that back. After COVID, bands been popping up everywhere, so I take that back. I was thinking about pre-COVID, but definitely stick with it, because you never know what's gonna happen. It's always good to know a skill, especially music, because like I said, it's therapy. Don't let the people that's around you, that don't understand what you do, tell you what to do. Don't let them say, oh, you lame because you're doing this. Oh, that's real men don't do this or this, that, and third. Like don't listen to the chastising and stuff like that. Just stick to your goals and what you know is going to get you through. Look up to your band director. You got a good band director, definitely look up to your band director. He's going to keep you out of everything, out of trouble, he gonna have you straight.
So what is your process? Like when you sit down to record something, when you sit down to arrange a new cover, how do you go about that? What is like your ABC?
So first, I listen to a song that I would like to cover and everything, and I just listen to it as a blueprint. Then I'll go sit on the keys for a little bit and just learn the chord progressions and everything. And then from there, while I'm on the piano, I'll try to switch up the pattern or do something different to give it a little different feel. And then from there is when I kind of start coming up with the beat and the things I want behind it and stuff like that. And so after that, it's just time to pick up the saxophone, and I gotta, before I even play on my saxophone, I do have to warm up. So I try to do at least a 20, 30 minute warm up, get my whole body warmed up, to get the instrument warmed up and everything, and then I'll go from there and record to get like the best sound that I could get.
Well, Corey, thank you so much for your time. I hope that as you move into the rest of this season and the new year, that you will continue to be inspired and keep doing great things. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.